Why did you vote to strike funding from the VA office, resolution management, H Amendment 296? If this was under the, this was probably under Pelosi. I didn't vote for a lot of the things that Nancy Pelosi wanted to do because they wanted to provide abortions at the VA, and they wanted to do a lot of other things at the VA. So I voted down a lot of her bills, and I'm proud of it.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is openly proud of her vote to strike down funding for a VA office because she kind of sort of thinks it must have been under Pelosi at some point, I guess. MAGA conservatives start from a place of hate and go from there. They have taglines about supporting their troops, but if Nancy Pelosi's in charge, the troops can kick rocks, including veterans.
This type of funding, $86 million, again, should not go towards educating people about gender and gender bias, educating people about their skin color, educating people about how they think unconsciously without knowing how they think. These are the type of woke ideologies that divide and separate Americans, and veterans could care less about.
It's couldn't care less, by the way. Drives me crazy. By the way, though, I know many veterans that care about diversity and equal treatment within the military. So these blanket statements about what the military cares about are just tactics that lazy politicians use to claim whatever group they're using for clout supports their views. So I wonder if she thinks veterans that were exposed to burn pits in Iraq and Afghanistan that's resulted in cancers and respiratory illnesses couldn't care less about her vote against their lives too. Because as usual, this surface-level, one-liner style of legislating comes from the top.
We have to strengthen up our military. Giving $85 billion to Afghanistan didn't exactly help, but we have to strengthen up our military, get the woke out of our military, and basically respect all over the world. We don't have it anymore. We had tremendous respect 3 years ago. We don't have respect anymore. They don't listen to us. They don't care about us. They just don't do what we want them to do and what they have to do, especially since we make life very good for many countries, and we have to get that respect back. And if we don't, we've got some big problems.
No questions about how woke is destroying the military because they don't know. What he does know is that saying woke enough times will radicalize supporters to hate the armed services until he tells them to love them again. As long as they keep saying woke, they know MAGA won't notice how often he actually denigrates them.
But I went onto that stage just a few days later, and a general who's a fantastic general actually said to me, "Sir, I've been on the battlefield. Men have gone down on my left and on my right. I stood on hills where soldiers were killed. But I believe the bravest thing I've ever seen was the night you went onto that stage with Hillary Clinton after what happened. And then that woman asked you the first question about it. And I said, locker room talk. It's locker room talk. What the hell? What are you talking? Locker room talk."
If a military leader told Donald Trump that screaming locker room talk in a debate with Hillary Clinton is braver than combat veterans staring down death, we need a lot more woke in the military than anyone could imagine. We know it's a lie anyway, though, because the former president used the most obvious indicator that he's always uses when he's lying about a conversation with anyone. Sir.
But I went onto that stage just a few days later, and a general who's a fantastic general actually said to me, "Sir, so many people come up to me, 'Thank you, sir, thank you.' I say, 'For what? For what?' 'You're taking our country back.' It's true. People have come up to me and they say, 'Sir, thank you for saving our nation.' 'Sir, thank you. Thank you very much.' 'Sir, thank you for saving our country.' And I used to be surprised because I've been hearing this for a year and a half. They said, 'Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Oh, this is unbelievable. Thank you, sir.' He said, 'Sir, thank you for saving our country.' 'Thank you, sir, for saving our country.' 'Sir, you gave me back my life. You gave me back my property.' And he said, 'Sir, I want to thank you. You've made me a hero to my wife and to my family.' 'Thank you, sir.' I don't cry, sir. But almost all of them were crying and they were thanking me.